Hi, I want to show you a push-up tutorial today, some ways that you can modify push-ups, because I know not everybody can do just straight body military style guy push-ups. So depending on where you're starting, I'm just going to start with the easiest push-up version and progress through all the way to the most difficult version. And it's up to you to just pick which one you're able to do successfully, but also pain-free. We want to be mindful of just hand position, head position, body position, so that you don't injure your shoulder or further injure it if it's already messed up. Also being mindful of just your core being engaged and not overarching the back. Also being mindful of your wrists. So I've got lots of little tips here about push-ups. So this is all about push-ups. So level 1 would be a wall push-up. So if you're kind of weak and maybe just starting off with strength training, no big deal. There is a place for you here in these classes. So you want to place your hands not exactly even with the shoulders, but drop them down a little bit so that when you come into the wall, you want your head at the top. So it's like you've got this tripod. So hands are here, head comes up there. Otherwise, if your head comes down, it's going to put those arms and shoulders in a funky position, and over time that's going to start to compromise the integrity of the shoulder joint. So the closer you stand to the wall, obviously the easier this is going to be. In fact, you could probably just do like a one-arm push-up there. So try to step back a little bit, drop those hands farther down, and then as your head comes in to the wall, again, it's above the fingertips, and then you're going to push. So it's not the most comfortable, I will say that, just because your hands are flat like that into the wall. Ideally, if you had sort of a high countertop, or I've even got a ledge here, my window ledge, I don't know if you can see, but that's going to be better in terms of how the hand is positioned over that ledge versus the wall. So that would be level 1. If you wanted to come down a little bit lower, you can find a chair, or in this case, I have an ottoman. So a chair, you could either hold the arms up there, or if it's out a little bit wider, you can do that. And again, straight body, and then my head is going to come in front of the hands and then back up. I could bend the knees depending on how low the chair is, and then do my push-up there. So pretty much you want the edge of the table, the chair, the ledge, whatever it is, coming right below the bust line, so kind of right at the bottom of where a bra would be if you had one on, and then push. Another level here if you have steps, and then of course these come with risers, so I could put 3 or 4 risers underneath. Right now I've got 2, so this for me is kind of where I'm at right now, just because I'm dealing with a little bit of a shoulder injury. But a bent knee version, allowing the hips and chest to come down at the same time and then back up. So imagine straight line pretty much from the ears down to the knees and then back up. So notice I'm not going here. This is what's going to end up hurting your shoulders if you do that. I know it seems easier, and I've seen that a lot, just because intuitively your body's trying to figure out the pathway of least resistance, but you don't want to do that over time. Again, that's going to hurt the shoulders. So from there, the next level, of course, would be straight body, down and up, which I will not show you. And then you could do on the floor bent knee version. So this is a little bit harder, and then up. And then you could do straight leg version, down and up, which I will not show you. And then you could put your feet up a little bit higher. And so now this is going to mimic what's called an incline bench press. So there's machines in traditional gyms or benches that are set up at a slight angle. And so it just tends to work more of the upper pecs. But what you could do is just set the feet up on top of something a little bit higher and then do your push-ups, or even higher here, right? Or, just you could keep going up, 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 up with however high up you want to go. And then that just makes it all the harder. So another thing I want to talk about is wrist health, because a lot of people say, oh man, it hurts my wrist to do push-ups. I just can't do them. And what can I do? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to have some dumbbells, hopefully ones that have a flat-ish edge. These are hexagons. And then you're going to hold on to those. So notice how instead of my hand being like this, There's a little more of a straight position in the wrist joint. So that's going to be a little more comfortable. So you want to kind of push them out a little bit wherever you want them to be. And then notice my wrists are pretty locked out and straight. And then I do my push-ups there. So that's one way to get around the wrist issue. Good friend of mine, she's a hairdresser, and she says, I just can't do down dog, I can't do push-ups, I can't do anything that involves the wrists, and that seems to help some. Of course, hairdressers are just constantly stressing out the muscles in the forearms, and that wrist joint takes a lot of abuse. So I hope that has been helpful as far as push-ups are concerned, so don't feel like you're left out if we end up doing push-ups in the class. There is a way for you to do them and a way to progress, as you can tell, through all these different levels to increase that strength. So have a wonderful day.